Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
You got your photo?
Got one.
I'm back, by the way.
Not yet.
Oh, you're back.
Guys, you know what?
Get rid of the black.
Will you guys do that again? Play
Did
it.
you miss it?
Yes. I missed.
Do it again.
Will you do it again?
Don't remember.
Please, just do it.
Remember it offhand.
That was rehearsal. This is for real. You guys,
Give him another two.
I missed.
Your camera yet,
I missed part of it.
There is a part where you have the two trumpets from monotone, or you don't remember?
I don't remember it offhand.
Whatever, just improvise on it.
Monotone. We did it last night, right?
We did do it.
All I remember is no, I better not play that.
No, bad idea.
What did you guys just play?
Also Sprite Zarathustra.
Carnival.
Play what you played before. It sounded wonderful.
Yeah, we do that.
You guys are lame.
One more?
I'm gonna do one with just you, Al.
That was Pisces.
CD only 10
There you go.
pounds.
Yeah, 10 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, one more.
One more? I'm running out of repertoire.
I hope they're good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice show, boys. Checks are in the mail. Let's go. Oh, yeah.
We get time in it.
Take my camera, so I'm gonna use your camera back.
Okay, so, okay. Hey,
Oh, Jan.
Jen, you can come in the picture too.
If she wants.
Yeah, the three.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Thank you.
You know what? Somebody. Halim, can I get a picture with you?
Sure.
Somebody.
You want me to?
Will you? Yeah, do the best you can. We'll play that thing in.
I'm pretty good at this kind of nonsense.
That's right.
Hey.
Like Ramses behind the next soldier.
So that you don't obscure his face.
That's right.
Yeah,
There they are.
Very cool.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, David.
You're so sensitive. Pictures of everybody with him.
Yeah.
Good to understand it tomorrow.
I'm gonna take a picture of her. Serious.
Thanks, David.
Oh, I'm so glad that this was actually recording too. No, the first thing you guys played, I didn't even hit record. I hit pause, and I don't know why I did that.
You cannot tell which one. Hey.
Ready to go, Denny? You advance? Just you? Okay.
Big black suit and black tie.
You guys with the straight.
Is representing the king. The king should be powerful as a lion and wise as a man. When they found this natural block of stone here could just make this pyramid invisible for them, what they did actually was to think about getting rid of the stone. They can cut it and remove it away. But the artist here thought about an idea in which they can cut it by a shape referring to the king himself. So if you can see the king, that will be the same as of seeing his pyramid, which allowed them to cut it by this way. But it became a legendary statue after cutting it, and the Egyptians always considered it as a god. They called it as God Hur-em-Akhet. Hur-em-Akhet means God Horus in the horizon. In the front of the Sphinx, there is a temple, which we found on it 24 pillars representing the 24 hours of the day, 2 niches, one to the east and one to the west, representing the sunrise and the sunset. Meanwhile, it seems that this Sphinx later on, come close. It seems that this Sphinx later on became more legendary and more famous, and what could prove this is a block of stone which is in between the 2 bows of the statue. This block is red granite and it's well known as the dream block of stone. What is the story? I'm going to translate to use a hieroglyphic text which is telling that there was a prince who used to come to this area to train upon hunting, fighting, several other sports activities. Once upon the time he came here and he felt tired. So he slept by the shade of the Sphinx. When he slept, he dreamt a dream. On this dream, the god of the Sphinx came and told him if he can clean the statue from the sand surrounding it, he promised him the throne of Egypt. The prince cleaned the statue and then ruled this country as the king. His name is Tutmosis IV. If we can put some comments on the text that we are talking about, we would say 2 important things. First, this prince was not the legal heir of our throne. Why? If he was the legal heir, he wouldn't need help even from a god to get his right. Second, it shows how respectable was this god, which is the Sphinx, that when they tried to convince the people by illegal ruler, they chose the god of the Sphinx. So it was widely protected and widely accepted by the whole Egyptian. Some other things we can pick on the Sphinx here. I would like you to look in the front of his ear lobe. In the front of the ear lobe you will find a reddish color. This is the original color of the Sphinx. It used to be totally colored, but unfortunately we lost it because of the open air display. If we look to the face, we will find the face is missing 2 essential parts, the beard and the nose. The beard is displayed right now in the British Museum in London, so we know what happened to the beard. The nose is a little problem because history books always used to mention that Napoleon of France, when he was here, he ordered his soldier to use this Sphinx as a target practice. So they pumped the Sphinx and this is how it lost its nose. With all of the respect, Napoleon and his men were here and they almost spent 3 years in Egypt. They never ever pumped it any place else. Why he should do it once upon the time and right here on the Sphinx? Besides, he brought with him 350 scholars, professors, who studied the history of this country, wrote a book in 18 volumes called Description de l'Egypte, or the description of Egypt. So we can say that it's very hard for a man like Napoleon to do this. The true story is coming from medieval time, when a man, his name is El--Dabh. This man was afraid that the people could revive the old customs of worshipping the statue. So he decided to deface it. He started by the nose. When he took off the nose, when he chiseled it out, he went back to his house, which was nearby. At that night, there was a great storm blowing. And the man thought that this storm is blowing because of what he did to the nose of the Sphinx. It's like a bad omen. So he didn't continue his work. Of course, thanks God for the storm, otherwise we wouldn't be here watching the Sphinx. The statue is 210 feet long by 75 feet height. And one more important theory had been created in the modern time, which is always you will find it on a lots of channels, TV, books, about dating the Sphinx, for which time the Sphinx is back. The new theory is saying that this Sphinx should be back to an earlier period of the pharaohs. The idea is based on the upper part of his body where we can see cuts on the rock. They said that these cuts are not a kind of erosions or wind, it is actually water cuts. If it is water cuts, they date it back to around 25,000 BC, in which pharaohs were not ruling Egypt by this time. There is one important thing to know, which is when I started, I told you this is a natural block of a stone carved on a shape of a sphinx. When we date back this statue, we don't date it back according to the time which the rock had been cut. Because we know in one stage of the history, the whole world had been drowned underwater. Even the Everest in Himalaya, which is the highest, had been cut by water cuts. We are dating back this sphinx to the time of carving it by this way, in which mean the original block should look like a sphinx. But don't you agree with me? It's impossible to say that this face is a water cut. Don't you agree with me that it's impossible to say this bow as well as of the tail over there is water cuts? When we talk, we do not date back the block of stone. We date back the art, the carving, to the time of building the second pyramid, which is around 2640 BC. This is very important to know. Finally, I would like you to know why they called it originally Sphinx. The name once again is coming from the Greek mythology. We have a lots of mythological stories in Greece, a lots of heroes. One of them for a hero called Oedipus. According to his story, he was supposed to enter a city. This city was guarded by a guard who was asking a trick for anyone who would like to go into this city. If he could solve this trick, he was allowing him to pass. If he cannot, he was killing him. When it was the turn of Oedipus, he asked him a very famous trick in the history of mankind. What is the thing starting his day early in the morning, moving upon 4, in the middle of the day moving upon 2, in the night moving upon 3? Men. As a child crawling, walking on 2, and then using a walking stick. So Oedipus could solve this trick and went into the city, but this guard, according to the story, committed suicide. Went to a mountain and threw himself from there. What was the shape of this guard? Lion body, 2 wings ahead of a woman. What was the name? Sphinx. So when the Greeks came here, they found this statue similar to the Sphinx. They called it as the Sphinx, and we're still calling it by the same name. But anyhow, this is not the only Sphinx we have. We have thousands of Sphinx, but this is the biggest, this is the largest. This is the most famous because of being the biggest and because of its location, which is overlooking the pyramid. This is mainly the reason to have this Sphinx, which used always to be a legendary statue. And for many centuries, they thought that if someone would think about attacking this country, the Sphinx will turn into real and would protect Egypt against its enemies. So it became more famous and more popular. There is no holes or special rooms inside the body of the Sphinx. There is no entrance or hidden one in between the bows. It's just a solid rock. The very funny story took place from about 6 months when the archaeologists were working here, and they heard one of the workers said that his grandpa told him that there is a block of a stone on the body of the Sphinx that you never ever try to remove. So the archaeologist, the professor, Dr. Hawass, who's responsible for the whole site, told him, would you please show me where is the block? He pointed to the block which is on the opposite side, on the back of the Sphinx. Right away they removed this block. He found there is a passage behind it which is almost 24 feet, ended up by nothing, which means that it was one of the attempts to know if there is something inside the Sphinx or not. When they found nothing, they closed it back. So we have one of the attempts had been done in 1939 when they penetrate a passage and then close it. So it was the same idea. But there is nothing inside this body. Do we have any questions?
Back when you were talking about the actual carving as opposed to the natural formation? Is it? I've heard on some of the discovery stations that there was an older monument, and before that it was just a mound, and that they built on it and added to it, and then later they even reshaped and refashioned. Do you know that?
Okay, if we take the discovery point of view, there is one simple fact, which is if you would like to create a theory, prove it. If you can prove it, it's a fact, it's not a theory. But I can say that the pyramid here before was like a tower which had been turned into the pyramid on a later period. As long as I cannot prove it's a tower before, it's very hard. It's a theory. So you can always create theories. I told you, we can find here different dating to the blocks of stone because the natural block is so old. But when the Egyptian carved it by this figure, they add a layer of limestone. This layer is dated back to a newer period. This layer, you can see it's original on the second third of his body. They made some restoration work here in between 89. We have thousands of statues, like Sphinx had been represented, sometimes with the head of a ram, sometimes with the head of a lion, sometimes with the head of a pharaoh, sometimes with the head of a lion and the face of a pharaoh. So the design was well known, which means that it is not so unique to be created or to be exist in here. Do you have any other questions?
The paws are new, you said, or?
Yeah. This one is a restoration work in which they add a layer here. They could listen to us begging to stop adding these blocks because it just made it new.
But that's the way it looked in the old days.
It used. So they were trying to make it by the way that it used to look in the old time. But if we cover the Sphinx by this layer, it will be a brand new Sphinx.
Were the paws like solid? Like the head is like one piece?
The whole statue from the beginning till the end is one block. Yeah.
They're doing the same thing with the Acropolis, and that's very controversial. To rebuild the Parthenon,
Yeah.
you know?
What we are always advising is when you ever add something, you lose the meaning, you lose the history. Okay? So don't add ever unless this addition is a must. So if the Sphinx is going to fall down, I will add a supportive pillar.
Painted red again.
Painted red. I would prefer to build another Sphinx here and paint it in red and show it to the people. This is our new
Put it in
Sphinx.
Disney World.
This is the point. You need to see history here. You need to see the origin. This is the point. We don't mind anyone to build a new Sphinx.
Don't let Ted Turner buy this place.
You've built Luxor, Las Vegas, which is a pyramid.
Or Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Let's please get back to our pass.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Originally, it was going away.
You can go. You can go if you need to. Do you have anything to say?
Well, it's a place where, in a way, energy and life and people cross each other. Time, people, life, energy, and the whole energy that keeps us together. It continues. It's right here in Abul Hol. Abul Hol is the house of Horu, the god Horu, the house of Horu. It's Abul Hol. So thank you.
This is a very unique picture. Getting a tree next to the pyramid.
Sweet air. Sweet air.
What makes the air sweet?
Shu. The Shu is the god of sweet, of the air that is sweet. His name is Shu. And Tefnut is the goddess of water. And they put some moisture in it. So between Shu and Tefnut, sweetness and moisture brings in an aroma of enhancement. It comes to enter your body and makes it, you feel light, and as though you want to fly with it, and you feel in touch with yourself. That's it. Look at that. Yeah, they're on there, right? You found it on the,
Yes, on the ground.
on the ground.
Yes. I want to take this back
Do?
to the States.
Yeah, you can preserve it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
صحتك ربنا يطمنا عليك منور اهلا وسهلا
يعني الناس اللي هنا واخدين بالهم.
انت راجل محترم وجنتلمان فباين على وجهك كده انك انت دكتور عسل.
لا
والله شكلك كده عسل ربنا يطمنا عليك وتنورنا اي وقت. دي مكانك برضو وبلدك. بلدك
النور موجود هنا.
بلدك
ربنا يخليك النور بحضرتك يا فندم. الله يخليك.
طبعا ده نور حضرتك. انت لما جه كتر شويه علينا النور. الله يخليك. ويلكم ويلكم.
Julie takes a picture for me here and there. Before she speaks.
Is that new? Did you buy that? Someone buy that?
It came from the same place I
We
got
need
this.
it. We need it for our concert. So
How
we
much
said,
was it?
65.
Was it made by Remo?
We actually went to a music shop somewhere in Cairo. They said, we'll take you to the music alley. So we went there. Everything was closed except one shop, and they had some guitars, but they were all plastic heads, just like you can buy in any music store in America. So we left and went to the alleyway where we found that.
If you guys don't mind giving me this space.
وبيرسموا بيستخدموا فيه والوان الميه بتاعتهم ومش عارف ايه ده مهم جدا كويس. لسه في حد عندنا كمان 2 4 6 8 9.
Oh, you know what? Give me 1 minute. Is this for Halim? Yeah. I'll move out of your way.
Would you like a chair?
No, because I'll move around.
If you would like to come closer.
Ken, if you don't mind giving me this little space right in here, I'm sorry. If you guys can curve, do whatever you like.
Okay.
I'll work.
I want to. Come on. You. Now we're ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. First of all, welcome in Egypt and in our gallery. First, I will give you a simple idea about this plant, and after that, I will show you how the ancient Egyptian makes the first papyrus. It's called like that from this plant, and after that, some stories about the sea important picture in ancient Egyptian. Before we'll start, you like it? Take a welcome drink, tea, coffee, kakadi.
This is free of charge. This is Egyptian hospitality. You want some kakadi? Yeah?
Yeah, it's hibiscus.
Red stuff.
Fine? The red stuff, what you got the story there. I want the high operation as well. Okay.
Have to live in.
Now we can start? Yeah. Okay, what is this? Are you sure? Okay, this is a papyrus plant. Okay, and the ancient Egyptians discovered it from about 5,000 years ago in the banks of Nile. And you will find it beside the river Nile because it needs a lot of water to grow up. And now, can I ask you, why the ancient Egyptian believes that it was a holy plant?
That's a great question.
So you will answer.
Is it like the river in the delta?
Ah.
No? There you go. Try.
Okay, this is because two reasons. First reason here because it's a flower. It looks like sunrise and this is referred to Amuna, god of the sun. And the second reason, it's a stem. I will show you. If we look here, we'll find it looks like pyramid. Triangle like pyramid. And this is referred to eternity. Pyramid, you can see? Yeah, and this is referred to eternity for them. So in the old life, the ancient Egyptian believed that it was a holy plant because there's two reasons. First reason, flower. Second reason, the stem. Okay? And now, why the ancient Egyptian choose this one to make the papyrus pyramid? Why they didn't choose any other plant?
No exam.
Because of the sugar in it that makes it stick.
Yeah. This is first because it has a lot of sugar inside it. And the sugar is like not alkaline. And it helps the slices to stick together when we make the papyrus. And now I will show you how the ancient Egyptian makes the papyrus from this plant. Okay? First we cut the stem as size of paper I like it. For example, like this size, and this size here, for example. And after that, we take off the green part. Okay, this one I make by it, the papyrus. But what can I use to make by this one? Yes. Yeah. Okay, first, I need anyone to help me. Anyone come with me here. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, don't take it like that.
Nothing up my sleeve.
What do you think?
Pretty darn sturdy.
Okay, as you can see, it's strong and also flexible. So the ancient Egyptian used this one to make baskets, sandals, boots, and another thing is like this because it's strong and flexible. And this is the face using to the green part. And after that, we return back to the white part and cut it thin slices. Okay, take this one again. Tie it around it like that. You can see? This is different between the two. And this is because this one it have a lot of sugar inside it. So before I mix the papyrus, I must reduce the sugar inside the slices. And in the old life, the ancient Egyptian used the hammer to reduce the sugar and the whole pen to be flexible. Like that. Like that?
Sure. It's like making biscuits.
Sorry, only rhubarb. Only rhubarb. Okay.
Are you kidding? I'm a master.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, now if we look here, or here, we'll find the sugar to use. And now if I take this one again, and I round it like that, we can see it's different now. But not all, because it also have a sugar inside it. So I will leave the slices in water a week to do the sugar inside it. Because I only need 5% of sugar to stick together when I make the papyrus. like that. And after a week, we get two materials like this, of carpet, cell, and take the slices out of the water. And now we make the papyrus. We put lines, vertical and horizontal. Okay, and after I finished all my paper, I put the other one and take it and put it under a press another week. And press it like this. But now can I ask you, in the old life, the ancient Egyptian, have a press like this?
No. 2 stones?
Yes. They put this one under big stones, like the other in Burma. Okay? And after 1 week in water, another week under the press, we got the papyrus. Like this. So the ancient Egyptian only used to make the papyrus, the plant, and the water, and stones to build this it, like that. But now, what's the matter?
Harden.
Okay. But Halim will show you, if he know this one good or bad, he will tell us about that. And also, if he tell us good, he will say the reason. If he tell bad, he will say the reason.
So I'm supposed to tell you how to make this?
No,
what
good or bad.
Tell me, good or bad?
Good quality or bad quality?
Ah,
And if you say good, why? Bad, why?
And what's the difference between the good one and the sick one?
well, let me ask you a question. Does it matter? Does it matter which side I'm looking at? Huh? Huh?
No. You will tell me.
Oh. It seems pretty good to me because it's smooth.
Are you sure?
No?
Hey.
Well, I mean, it's curled up, if that's a problem, but you can just stick it back between the stones.
Okay.
My answer is yes. It's good.
Yes, it's good.
Yes.
Okay.
That's your final answer.
Yes, Reach.
Win $1 million, you win $1 million.
Okay. First, before I tell you it's good or bad, okay, we will see this one is strong or not, flexible or not, okay? And also soft or not. First,
Strong.
strong. Okay. Second,
Flexible.
flexible. C1. Soft or not?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The fourth reason. No, wait, where you go?
Oh.
If I put this one in line, I will see the lines or not.
Yes. You see lines.
Okay, are you sure?
I see lines.
Okay. So, after all that, we can say it's a good papyrus, it's not a bad quality. Okay? But now, what's the difference between this one and the other quality? Different papyrus? Different plant?
Probably.
You will see another papyrus in a state, in pyramids. You will see. But what's different?
How long it holds up, somebody said.
Yeah. First, it's a different plant. Because the other, it didn't make by papyrus plant, it made by banana plant. This is the first. Second, okay? This one, you will find, for example, in a picture painting like this, you will find the name of artist under it here. For example, Mr. Mahmoud Abdel Manam, he's a big artist in Egypt. Okay? And the see, why is the difference between the price, between this one and the other? Because if you take any one like this, okay, I will give you, for example, guarantee for 1,000. After 1,000, if this one works or anything done to this papyrus, come to me and I will give you your money. Okay? This is different because it lives a long time. Okay? So, after I will show you how we make the papyrus, and after that I tell you the difference between the good and the bad quality of papyrus, okay? I will tell you some stories about the same water picture in ancient Egyptian. First picture you will see the final judgment. And it shows how the ancient Egyptian believes that there's another life after this. And we can see this king after this, referring 14 joys. 7 he have a key of life. They say he's a good man. But the other didn't have a key of life. They say he's a bad man. 7 good, 7 bad, I don't know if it's good or bad. So we can say Anubis, God of Invocation, Let's him and go to the plans of justice. And the first, he put the heart of king here, and the feather in another side. And now, there is heart. Okay, the heart and the feather. Okay, now, if the heart is heavy, then the feather, there's a feather who is a bad man, and he did a mistake in his life. So we can see this animal. His name is Am, the god of hell. He will eat the heart, and he didn't go to paradise. But if the feather is heavy than the heart, there's a feather who is a good man. So we can see horse, god of protection, leads him and go to paradise, and they live in paradise forever with others, god of paradise, and Isis, his wife, gods of love, and Nephthys, gods of beauty and magic. And we can see also this man here. This is the god of fighting, Tohat. He writes everything about the story about this man. So the idea here about the final judgment: if you do good, you go to paradise; if you do bad, you go to hell. There's any question about that? Are you sure? There's any question about the height and feather? Okay, the second picture, it's a calendar. And there's the first calendar in Halim story. You will find two persons. First, horse, god of protection. Second, his wife. Horse, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a photo of 4 direction: east, west, north, south. And his wife, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a photo of 4 seasons in year, and all 12 months. Okay, and all hands here. The same founders 24 hours in days. And also found inside it 36 person, 36 weeks in year, and zodiac series is referred to zodiac's birthday. And there's a C1, it's the tree of life, and it shows the 5 stages of the life. First, birthday, childhood, youth, maternity, and the old age. And also to have another meaning inside it. It's referred to happy family, father, mother, and the C, children. And this last one here, it's a cartouche. Okay, and this cartouche, if you like it, you can write your name inside it like this, in hieroglyphic language. But can I ask you, if you see any word like this, what does this mean? Does it only mean your name? In the hieroglyphic language, it have a special meaning, because you found every letter, it have a meaning inside it. For example, E or I, it's referred to feather, referred to justice. I, mouse. L, lion, power. N, river Nile, eternity. So you'll find inside every name have a lot of meaning. For example, N with L with I, this refer to you have a power to get your justice forever. So there's a meaning inside the hieroglyphic language like this. And now, if you like to write your name like this, we have here a good artist, you can write your name, and I think it didn't take a long time, it take only 1 or 2 minutes. And the only limit only costs 10 Egyptian pound for each name. And now we have all order card. Yes, we have all order card like that. No, in your hand. Okay? Thanks. First you'll find model number. Okay? The black number here, this is a model number. And I count how many you need. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like when the price, this is the price in Egyptian pound. And if you like anyone, you can buy. Pay by any cancel, by Visa card, by MasterCard, by dollars, it's not a problem. And now I think I finished, and you can take a one. No problem. Thank you. Have a nice time.
Thank you.
مع نفرتاري إسيس دي إله الحب مع نفرتاري اللي هي مراته
وبيقدموها
هم عادة الفكرة الأساسية أصلا القرابين اللي بيقدمها الملوك والملكات للآلهة اللي علاقة بالملك.
ودي مين دي برضه؟
لا دي نايت إلهة العدالة اسمها نايت.
عشان هم عادي.
كمان علينا ماليش ده العدالة.
لا اللي هناك عاملها مش عارف في بتاع البابايرس
I'm shooting him.
لا في كرتون وبعدين محطوط على دي برضه محطوطة على كرتون.
معمول على اللي عجبني الفن اللي هناك ان فيها
The earthquakes, one during the 11th century and another by the 14th century. The Great Pyramid is the only survivor wonder among the 7. Our first question is why this pyramid would be considered as one of the 7 wonders. First of all is we know here on this place by this size how many workers would we need to build a pyramid? Give me a number. Not exact, but guess.
20,000.
20,000. Okay, let's get the number 20,000. If we bring here 20,000 people to build the pyramids and they are all slaves, I will stop at that point and get to the American history, which is shorter than our history, because on the American history there is a very big part of slavery. You know, blacks were coming always from Africa and they were working, and the slavery in the United States were always on farming, which is not so hard job like this one that the people would do. But there is always one common fact, which is don't ever put 10 slaves together in one place because they will cause you trouble. What about 20,000 slaves on the same place and doing this hard job? Don't we expect from them trouble? Could you imagine that this slavery could last for 800 years without any problem, any revolution? If you would control them, you would think about bringing a soldier for each one of them, like 20,000 soldiers. If they can even afford it, don't you think that these poor slaves would say, let's take our chances, let's get our freedom. If I wouldn't get it, at least my children would get it. It would be quite hard. What allowed us to talk about non-slavery in building the pyramid were a discovery here by the Sphinx, in which we discovered there the tombs of the workers. And it was quite nice to find that these workers were living as a family. They had their wives with them. And the most important were the right to build a tomb. And some tombs are decorated on a way allow us to know that the artists of the king were working for themselves on this tomb. So it's a freehand art, which is perfect. The most important to know is the Egyptians didn't ever build the pyramid along the year. They were working 4 months a year. 4 months? Only 4 months? Yes. Why? Because the Egyptians are always farmers. They were farming their land. They had 4 months a year which the farmers had nothing to do. This is the time of the Nile flood, when the Nile used to drown their lands. And these farmers had nothing to do except waiting. There was one person who could afford to feed these people. This person is the king from the royal palace. So these people who, if he would leave them by themselves, would create him big troubles, would come to get a job here, and a kind of trade would allow them always to feed their families and to feed themselves and so on. So we can say by our modern terms, building a pyramid would be considered as one of the oldest ways of solving unemployment problem in the whole world. It could be a fact, yes. Because after this, these people were getting back to their farms and they were working till the time of the Nile flood. Anyhow, there is one important thing to know more about it, and I'm sorry because I know I'm holding you and you're anxious to get down, to touch the pyramid and to see it, but just one more important thing, and I will let you start wandering around.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you going to let us wander by ourselves? Will you guide us out there at all, or?
Outside, I will let you go by yourselves.
Will you come with me?
I can come with you, it's no problem. But because I know that when the people comes here, they always have different activities. Some people would like to go near by the Great Pyramid, some people would like to go here by the Second Pyramid, some people would be interested to go inside one of the pyramids, which is the Second Pyramid here. So we can have different activities, but if any of you would like something to be done, we can always do it.
Not the whole time, just
okay.
I have kind of what you're doing here, but outside, if you would.
With pleasure.
Thank
Sure.
you.
So one more thing I would like you to know, which is the entrance of our pyramids. The entrance of our pyramids actually are looking.
Halim, where are we at?
We are at the pyramids of Cheops or Khufu. When we're going to inside and we're going to feel the energy that will revitalize your body, make you live 4,000 years like me. That's where we are. So come on and get the energy by going inside the pyramid so we can play music tonight. Allah. Yeah.
طب خليها معايا.
يعني سيب لي 20 ثانيه فاكهه وكده مع Let's start our adventure. You're going to leave me the stand?
The stand, yes.
Okay. So bring your tripod, please, and to put the brake behind the pyramid, yes. Behind the cube. Come the other side? On this side, yes. All right.
All right. Thank you.
1 minute?
Yeah. You want to talk?
Yes, I know how to take a view. I know.
Oh, thank you. I think it's
Start
already.
the film, Abush, again, stop. Yes, now stop, okay?
It's on record right now.
Yes.
You can leave
Okay,
it.
let's go.
You gonna let me be on?
Yes, no problem, go with him.
Hey guys.
Basha.
Hey, 1 second.
Basha. باشا ما يهمكش سيبها على الله. What is your name, friend? Tell him friend to come in, yes.
Halim.
Halim. Hey, tell him come in.
Halim.
كم قليل ده للتاني ده. Where is your name, the friend? Where is your name, the other friend?
Excuse me, this side, my friend. 1 second. Come this side, Malane. This side.
عشان هنبطل ها؟ هنبطل.
تعال هنا كده سعيد.
ماشي يا باشا.
كابش يا بدأ صور بس.
علينا سعد.
يا باشا هنا انا
سعيد.
صور يا بيه اخد ورا فين.
هاتوا هنا. لا يا باشا والله انا قدام حركة ايه.
ايوه على سيادتك للخير يبقى على كده يعني.
بس نازل بقى عنه. نازل عندك. Okay. Perfecto. The camel with the pyramid. Okay.
It's nice.
لم ريحتك كده على جنب لو سمحت والله يكون على الباب لو سمحت واستني لغايه الأوضة.
يا حماده الوضع بتاع الكوره بعدين ايه؟
This is my grandfather. My grandfather. Okay.
How are you? How are you? Oh, زمانك كده في البتاع. Very nice.
What an ordeal to get in here with this. They wanted to charge me professional.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Halim!
Hey, we are in the tunnel, reaching to the very heart.
Can we go back by that light? Because I can't see you. Right here. Just stand right right there.
Okay, we are in the tunnel to the heart of the pyramid, where the pharaoh lies down. We can't see his body, but he's eternally there. People were meditating, contacting the universe, and this incredible entombment of the pharaoh, the second pyramid, Muqara.
This is Sir Couples, Tomb of the King.
So you want to talk about
I'm excited. Food. Okay. Food. Okay, look.
I just want to make sure it's right.
This way?
Let's see where the light comes up.
The tomb of Muqara.
It's a matter of getting the light.
Yeah, so it's this way. This is the tomb of Muqara. And we are in the burial chamber. And you can feel the energy that's within the tomb area, in the chamber, in the heart of the pyramid. Actually, you can revitalize yourself with this energy. So the energy is covers all your bodies, cover you from inside to outside. If you let it touch every part of your body, you have several bodies other than your physical body. So the energy will touch you. So you feel the presence and you feel yourself in connection to vibrations that connects you with this chamber and the whole idea of connecting to eternity, which is the pyramid was built for eternity.
Thank you. Can we use that with his face? Could you hold that?
Yeah.
I could hardly see you. And I'm wondering if you held the yes, both of you together, and then take the flashlight and hold it so we have light. The flashlight. Do you know how to say flashlight?
Flashlight. Yeah, flashlight.
Hold that down there like that, but not with your hand over it. Just like that. Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Be willing to go through that all again.
Sure.
Digit the pyramid, King Kiprin. Yes, here, this cubes, Kiprin, Macarinis today are closed, no open.
Khafra.
Kiprin of the second pyramid. All one piece is stone, all one block. All one piece.
All one block.
Yes, all one block. Up, roof. Roof, tomb, original, roof. Roof. My name is Dr. Bruno
Yes, he came here, Italian.
Yes. 5,000 years ago. 5,000.
5,000 years. We're sitting here for 5,000 years. Time doesn't matter. Actually, there is no space of time. It's all illusion. There is only one time, and the time is here.
Okay? You like?
Good. Yes, just as you're walking.
Okay.
I'll see you on the outside.
Okay? Okay?
Does it say REC or does it say pause?
Okay.
How long have you worked here?
Where?
Here.
The entering.
Yes.
Entering. Move. Get the camera. Mr. Here.
Take my picture?
Yeah.
That's it. You mean walking?
Here. Hello. It's here. Here.
It's already recorded. Just don't
Here?
You don't have to hit anything.
No?
No, just wait.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
A queen tomb, a queen. Tomb of the queen chamber. There is a way. What's your name? خش يا أستاذ خش. tomb of the Queen King.
When does that open? When can you
This
see
is
that?
closed, no
Is it-
open.
Does it ever open?
No,
She needs her privacy.
no.
Eh.
Did you stay here? Give me a picture.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
You happy?
I'm happy. And you know what? I gave a tip on the way in. You know what? I'm a student. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Patient here. Wait, new people finish. Okay. New people finish. Okay, good. Moment.
We work together.
The guy's coming for you.
No, we're good. Here, you know what? Just turn and I'll get you with depth.
What?
Well, whatever you.
Yes. This lady, come on, just
But you know what? We're all out of money.
don't care about the money.
Are you sure?
No problem about the money.
All right.
Come on then, no problem. Later on, whatever, like something at the camera. On this lady? Yes. I look you on the camera down. Excuse me, come on this side with the camera down. I like that something, you tell you like something for the camera. For the camera for you. Excuse me. Hey, excuse me, sir, come on this side.
You know what? Let's go.
Yeah, we have. انتظرنا في
Like this. The camera
He's
down.
waiting. Tell him he's waiting.
We gotta go. We have to go. And it's important. Go ahead.
The project of rebuilding the library, the bibliothèque, would be considered as one of the most important events on the 21st century. It is the Great Library of Alexandria, which used to be the biggest all over the world centuries ago. So what we did is to try to rebuild it back, and we are trying to give it the whole care, which would allow to be on the same standard as bibliothèques all over the world, but with an old tradition.